What's going on? How's everybody doing? This is a little late night impromptu little tester Willie here, little underground test. What's going on? So, how do I turn this? I always struggle with the music. Always screws me up because it's too good. The music's too good, and you're like kind of vibing, and you get caught up in that late night groove. You know what I mean? And I'm here now. What I want to do is I'm going to test out a call system. So if there is anybody that wants to call in, feel free. And this is the first time I've ever done it, so I don't know how it's going to go. I got a dump button ready. If anybody's kind of out of line or starts swearing or saying stuff, it's on a delay, and so I should be able to get it off the screen fast. But it's just kind of a feature that I wanted to start incorporating into the show a little bit, and we're gonna do a proper one tomorrow night. But I figured, why not give it a go tonight? I mean, why not? I like to try and it's hard to kind of get the feel. You know what I mean? It's kind of it's hard to get the feel of doing something new without actually doing it. And so my goal was to set the stream up before the 30-minute mark notification goes out, so I could try and slide on here nice and quiet. But you never know. You never know what kind of good stuff comes out of these kind of shows. This could potentially turn out, even this soft test here could potentially turn out to be the best show that we've ever had here on the lab. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. But let's see here. I've watched you since your first show, Josh. Remember that one? Yeah, I do remember that one, unfortunately. See, you're doing just fine. I'm hanging in there. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to pretend I'm eating a hamburger. So I'm going to throw I don't even know if I'm going to be able to whatever. We'll give it a try. Okay. So I'm going to, at the bottom of the screen will be the call-in number, and we'll just, go from there when I see if I can pick up a call or not. I don't know. Let me see here. It's called trial and error, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. From the Bay Area, California. How's it going? Nope, not here. Trying to see. I don't even know the right. All right, I'm gonna try. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think most people get really nervous to call into shows, which I totally understand. And it is what it is. Do we have a prompt? I think you just call that number. Just call that number. Um, but I'm trying to see like where am I going to get notified? Where am I going to get notified? I have hopes. Well, yeah, the number's on the screen. I don't know what a prompt is, but yeah, I think so too. I think so too. All right, where are we at here? I see. I can't even tell, and I think somebody's calling, but I don't know. Yeah. Yes, we are. What's really tiny? What is that? Live chat. Mm-mm. Uh, it is, but we're testing tonight. It's a test, so we're gonna see how this goes. I don't know how it's gonna go. You can just if you just call. Mhm. Yeah, let me see here. I think. All right, looks like somebody's calling. All right, let's give it a try. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Josh.
Hi, who's this?
This Sherry.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm surprised you would even let me call you.
Why is
But I
that?
just wanted to say thank you for answering my question the other night.
Mhm.
Um, the way I get things and stuff, and I have um, done some readings online. I'm not a fake. I know it's weird, but um,
I've seen you
I just
before.
wanted to.
We've talked before. I think we've been on panel
Yeah, I
before.
know. On Doug. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm used to the shit, but
Yeah.
um, I just wanted to make sure that you knew that I did talk to your grandma. So
Eh, you
that's
had a conversation with
that's
her?
personal. Yeah,
And how
she told me some things. I mean, it's not like we're having coffee or anything, but
right.
you
But
know,
how does something like
she
that work? How does that transpire though? Like cuz I'm not too familiar with.
well, when I went on Doug's um, panel, I said that I had somebody's grandma, and I wasn't sure if it was yours or if it was Doug, but she kept showing me you as a little boy,
Mhm.
and she said, "That's my baby boy. That is my baby boy." And I didn't know until about maybe a month ago what had happened. And I still don't know the details because I haven't heard your story. It's just another creator had told me that what your dad had done. And I said, well, I knew his grandma raised him because she told me that. And I wasn't talking to your mom. Some people have said, well, maybe it was his mother.
Mhm.
No, it wasn't, because it's just the way that she appeared to me. And she told me the other day, because she still comes to me, if I think about you or if I bring you up in conversation, she'll come back. Or if I ask her to, she will come back. I don't know her name. I don't need it.
Uh-huh.
But she told me, as and this is something that only the person it for recognizes what they're saying. Um, she said that you were 3 years old and you saw it happen in front of you. This happened in front of you, and I can imagine you've only had a lot of issues with it. But she says things. She is really funny,
Mhm.
and she told me she is not wearing no granny pants, with the elastic waistband.
Yeah.
She was sporting these jeans. She didn't want to be known as an old grandma. She was a hip grandma.
I mean, I don't really know the kind of panties that my grandma wore, but
Well,
yeah.
see, I don't even. I didn't even. I mean, I don't know. Is this the grandma that raised you that came to me before?
No, she's still actively above ground. But
Okay, well, whoever this grandmother is, it is a grandma to you. Is that right?
yeah.
Okay, because she comes to me as your grandma, but she's a cool hip grandma. She's all like, maybe she was a teenager or a young adult in the 60s or 70s.
Hold on one second here. Hold on. Are you still there?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you want to take your other calls, you can do that and just reach out to me sometime.
Okay. Well, thank you.
I'd be glad to talk to you. I do this for free all the time.
All right.
For
Well,
people.
thank you for calling. We'll talk.
All right, Josh. Good luck.
Bye-bye. Dude, right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. Do I Yeah, I'm totally fine. It's fine. It's fine, guys. It's fine. I'm not I'm a big boy. I can handle talking. Taking a deep breath. Let's see. Wait a minute here. I don't that's the thing. I don't why is it like if I'm on a call, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know why another one. Caller on the air? I think. Hello?
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Hi. Could you check your email for me, please?
I could. I can. Yeah. Is there something of urgency? Like I need to check it right now?
Well, I emailed you for my brother-in-law.
You emailed me. Excuse me?
I emailed you for my brother-in-law.
Okay. Let me take
because he couldn't understand why he's blocked.
Oh. Let me see. Oh, so you just resent it. Okay. Don't say it.
Well,
Don't.
I sent you two.
Okay. Well, don't say his name.
I'm not.
And see, this is what I don't get. Like one, I'm trying to do one at a time. I'm just trying this out, so bear with me here. You're still there?
I understand. Yeah.
I'm trying to see, like, I don't know why I'm getting other calls.
I'm not actually a subscriber to your channel, but I do watch your channel.
Oh.
But my brother-in-law actually subscribed to your channel, and he was watching. And he got put in the hospital, and then he said that for some reason he couldn't get on earlier today in chat. And I told him I didn't know.
Right. I'm trying to. Okay. I will send you an email back.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks.
I gotta. So that's that. So the problem is me trying or getting other calls in the middle. I got to figure out why that is doing. That's horrendous. Oh wow, two at one time. Is this two at one time? Just one at one time. Go ahead.
Hi, Josh.
Hi.
This is this is Debbie from East Tennessee.
Hi, Debbie. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I just wanted to tell you, you and Chris are wonderful,
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
and you're the best, Josh.
Oh,
But I have a question, and it's really bothering me. Um, do you think that the Summerwells case is going to go cold?
um, I mean, that's a great question. It's a question I get asked a lot too.
Just your opinion.
The, oh, can you mute back? Can you mute your computer or whatever you're watching on? I can hear
Yeah,
myself back
yeah, I
there.
did. Yeah,
Okay, no worries.
yeah, I did.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. Do I think that it will go cold? I mean, define cold. Are you
Like
like 5 years
like
from
the
now?
John Benet Ramsey, like the John Benet Ramsey situation,
No, I don't. No,
like
I don't.
that.
I don't think it'll. I don't think it's going to be 25 years or whatever until it's uh, solved. I don't.
Well, see, here's the problem. I'm I'm just about 45 minutes away from that. I'm near the Smoky Mountain, the Dollywood area,
Mhm.
and this place is so drug infested, pedophiles, meth down there, and now this is just the sheriff takes payoffs to turn his head for drug deals. I mean, it's just pathetic.
Yeah.
And his main person for the drug enforcement is either his son or his nephew. I mean, it's just pathetic, Josh.
You know, to be honest with you, I thought that this, like a lot of people, I thought this case would be solved a lot sooner. Um,
Hmm.
it it's frustrating knowing almost nothing about the case, like
Hmm.
that nothing's really a fact.
Right.
So that makes everything much more difficult.
Well, I have one quick question too. Uh, why haven't they arrested Candace
Mm.
for the the alcohol, and all of the stuff? I mean, it just don't make sense.
Because those charges, when they're not violent charges like that, they don't really carry
Yeah.
much weight. And she's gonna. So I don't know what delinquency of a minor, what kind of trouble you can get in for from East uh, Tennessee or Tennessee in general. I don't know what the law is,
Uh-huh.
but I do not suspect that it carries anything substantial.
Hmm.
Meaning, it could be a little, a 2 month willy, a little 2 month bid,
Right.
or
Right.
something less. Now,
Well,
I go ahead.
do you think that they will take Don straight back to where he's done all the other crimes when he gets done serving his time here?
I think personally that there's going to be a gap. Um, but that's just my opinion. I don't know.
Right. Right.
But I am hopeful that he, uh, whether there's a gap or not, I hope that he pays for what he's done. I believe he's got to do some rehab. So,
Hmm.
um, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't think though that this case will go cold.
Right.
Um,
Right.
the the detective, I know he said I'm not going to let this case go cold, meaning in the span of time it may, like,
Uh-huh.
who knows, this could be solved in
Well,
2 years, and if that's considered cold, then that's considered cold. um
I just was afraid it'd be like the John Benet Ramsey deal. Is what I was afraid of. Because
yeah,
nobody cares for this baby, but you guys and us.
right.
Everyone that's keeping her name out there, the parents don't care. And I'm a 72-year-old grandmother, and it breaks my heart. I would have took that baby in a minute. And it's terrible.
Sorry. I'm going to get that
It's
fixed.
okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I want to ask you one more thing,
Yeah,
real
of course.
quick. Is there any updates on the lady in Michigan that Chris was on with you talking about? Anything today?
Are we talking about D.
D,
Warner?
Yes.
The D. Warner case? I know that a couple weeks ago they issued a new search warrant, and that they checked some things previously not. So
Okay.
we'll see.
So they're moving on it. Okay.
Definitely moving faster than they had been moving on anything
Right.
else
That's right.
before this.
Well,
I
I'm
mean,
not taking up your time, Josh. I just wanted to ask your opinion on those things.
well, I appreciate you calling and asking.
And I just love your dog, and I love your family, and I
Yeah.
hope your grandmother's doing well.
Right. Yeah. Thank you. She is. Yes. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, I don't miss your show, so
Oh, great.
I
Thank you
love
so
it.
much.
Well, you take care now and
All
take
right.
care of that baby boy, that little dog.
All right, Debbie. I will. He's got a problem bringing sticks in the house, but it'll be fine.
I love my animals.
Yeah, me too.
Take care, Josh.
Thank you much. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
I don't know how many I'm getting. I think I'm only getting one.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, it's Noelle.
Hi, Noelle. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just testing out some equipment. Really, it's. I had everything dialed in until I didn't expect call waitings. Like I didn't think that it would keep ringing when a second person called, but we'll have to figure that one out. How are you doing?
Good. Good.
Well, now would be as good a time as any to do talk about the Subaru, right?
Sure.
Is that
Was
that what you were calling for?
I was just calling to help you test this stuff out.
Well, I appreciate that.
We can talk about that.
I appreciate that as well. I had never so do you believe there's two cars that Dawn owns, two different red cars?
I kind of feel that there's a possibility. It seems like they have a history of multiple vehicles and switching vehicles, and looking at the video, I noticed that there were the rust spots all over the doorway, and from what they told us, that car was 6 months old, and then stopping to having that in my head, and then seeing when Molly had come back, and they were at his job site, there was a shiny door seal, and there was also a primer spot on the fender on the video, and their car looked brand new. And they just don't strike me as getting the car repainted in the middle of all this.
Yeah. Do you think that I mean, could it be possible that Dawn just takes really bad, but he said it was brand new. That's the problem. And I don't,
it was brand new.
I don't think a car that new would get rust spots, Could it be dust?
I don't think so, because if you watch the video, it repeats in all different spots around the door seal, and it's heavy. It's really heavy, so it's not like one spot. I watched it a bunch of times just to make sure I wasn't, seeing dirt or anything. But when you look at that car, and I've tried to look at comparison pictures, it seems like the same model, but there's so much rust, it couldn't be anything else. And exactly where it is, I don't know. I think it's a possibility.
It is a possibility. So what are you thinking? Do you think anything happens before the 1st or June 15th? You think this case breaks before then, or is it going to carry on?
I think it'll carry on for sure.
Mhm. You think it'll be solved eventually, though?
I have every hope that it will. I think once they get comfortable, maybe like you said, 2 or 3 years,
Yeah.
somebody will slip or something
Yeah.
will happen.
I mean, I
hold out hope.
hope so. I mean, I thought that somebody would turn on somebody by now. Dawn being in jail makes that a little bit more difficult. And I don't think that he's willing to spend his time in prison talking or jail talking about what's going on. It's pretty just obvious to me. It's pretty obvious to me that these parents don't care. There's a man looking for his son. I believe it's in Arizona right now. I've been kind of keeping up on the case, and every single day, he's doing something to try and find. And it's close to a year now, and he doesn't do anything. But he moved out to where his son went missing, and
That's,
he's just been out there.
that's what I would do.
You would think, though, right? I mean, it is odd. It's not odd. Like, it makes sense why they don't search, because why do something when you already know you have the answer? It's just a waste of, according to probably how they feel, and this is just an opinion, but it's probably just because they know the answer, and why waste the time, you know?
Agreed. I think that's why they're so quiet. They don't have any unanswered questions. And I think they're going to take their secret with them to the grave. I think if we find her, it would be a blessing.
Yeah.
But I don't see them sharing that with us.
Yeah. Daniel Robinson was the name of that.
Yeah.
I actually,
that case is so sad.
I know I talked to the dad the other day, and hopefully, we can get him over here on the channel to have a discussion. He's a wonderful, loving father. It's very, very sad case, but yeah, I really don't know. I mean, you've been on this day one too, with this case, and it's just one of those cases where it seems like every day you go, well, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm done.
Yep.
And then you're like, how do you, how do you just walk away from it? Especially when, everybody that like watches these shows has invested 11 months into what's going on. And, there are people that get up every day and check the news every day. I don't even do that anymore. I don't even check the news, because when something happens in this case that's going to be worthy of telling, we'll all find out. It's not like you're going to be like, oh, WJHL, like just, it'll be everywhere. It'll be on Twitter. It'll be on YouTube. You see how much the false stuff gets spread, how fast. And
exactly.
it's really painful to sit there and watch, and knowing that at the center of everything is an actual kid. That is rough. And
I think,
go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think we all kind of feel torn. Like, you want to let it go kind of for your sanity, but we all also know all they want is for us to forget it. So you kind of get torn on being tenacious and sticking with it or letting it go. I think we all have that same feeling.
Yeah. I hold on one second here. goodness. Yeah, well, good old fun chat time. It it would almost feel like if the problem is the circus. That's the problem. If it wasn't such a
Yeah.
circus, where you were like you didn't want to turn YouTube on and go, like, what sick thing is somebody saying today with no backed up verification or just, you know, throwing stuff out into the ether to see how many people you can get to watch. Um, that just doesn't seem quite right to me. But
No.
I'm not I'm not the authority and I'm not the YouTube police. If I was, I would have a paddy wagon and just be arresting bunches of people. What's that?
I said absolutely. I would be doing the same. I'm interested. I'm interested to see what the outcome will be, just because they've been so tight-lipped for so long, and it's let kind of the circus keep spinning plates and creating chaos. So
Right.
it's something I hope you never see again. I hope you never see something that's polluted
Right.
again.
I agree. It's very frustrating, and hopefully we get some answers. Let me see here. But who knows when we'll get them, right? Who knows when we'll get them? And
Who
then
knows?
and the ridiculousness will continue until it's solved. And then it'll just move on to something else,
And
I'm
then
sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I'm so glad I wasn't
There'll be
around
a
for the
new-
Chris Watts days. I heard those were
Same.
nuts. And I can't even imagine. But well, thank you for calling. I got like 3 other people trying to call, and it looks like
Absolutely.
people are getting
Thank you
mad.
for having me up.
Yeah, we'll talk again soon. Thank you.
Sounds good. Have a good night, everyone.
All right. Bye. Hmm. Okay. Well, I mean, so far, we're rocking. We're rolling here. We're rocking and rolling here. It is it's a little stressful, but it's not too bad. I mean, most people calling are good. Like I said, I got my finger on the dump button, ready to go. Noel's is always one of the best. She got here late as usual. I can't believe I've missed 30 minutes. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I just dumped like the format. Thanks. Yeah, sorry. When somebody calls while I'm on, it's difficult to, yes, can you get a flare? What kind of question is that? There it was. Interesting. I missed it too. Can we get a flare? You got the flare. And you can't wait to have another late night Bible lesson. Yeah, that whole David Taylor thing was nuts. It just gets worse and worse too when you watch it. And yeah, the scam is real when it comes to that. Thank you for forgiving me. I appreciate that. Call the numbers at the bottom of the screen if you'd like to call in while we are. It was fun. I liked it, but it was like when the problem was the Michelle deposition was just so boring. If there was no animation, it was like there was no animation to it at all. And jeez, he's rough. I mean, he's just a very, and I even found some more stuff out about him that it's like he's being sued for that mansion, that residential center, because he left it and yeah, right. Well, that was yeah. Yeah. Oh, I've seen him, definitely. I've definitely seen him. Michelle was more, yeah. She was, like, too smart, and David's a character, like, he's a terrible character. And did somebody say that I have to set up voicemail? So what is that? So does that call forward? Is that what that does? Is that how that is? I don't know. Um, I guess that's just something that I'll have to try and figure out. You know, some guy was blaming parents. Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, thanks everybody for showing up and um, give it a go. I think we're wide open at the moment. I'm not sure. I think we're wide open. I just can't tell. Why I can't tell, I don't know, but I can't tell if we're wide open or not. I'm assuming that we're wide open, but I don't know. I have no idea. I can't tell. I got a couple kinks I gotta fix, which is good. Up, here we go. Hello.
Josh,
Yes.
it's Melissa.
Hi,
Nice
Melissa.
to
How are
meet
you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
I missed the first 30-some minutes. I have no idea what we're talking about. Is that
Right.
okay?
We're not really talking about anything in particular, just cases and yeah, people just I'm testing out my call-in system, and the one problem that I'm having with it is that I didn't do the call forward. So
Yeah.
when somebody else calls in, it rings over the conversation. So that's the one thing that I gotta change. That's the one thing I gotta fix. And
Tech troubles, right?
like,
Tech troubles.
yeah, that's why we do these. Like I said, they're called soft.
A soft child.
Sort of, yeah, sort of like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was just and so far so good. Um,
Good.
yeah. What's on your mind? What have you been
Well,
thinking about when it comes to the cases? What cases are you stuck on right now?
Let's see. Well, I live in the very close proximity of Summer, so you know that's always
Which
you can probably tell by my accent that you live close to her.
yeah, a lot of our
not
subscribers
not
are for
particularly
sure. Hold on, hang right there.
the area.
Go ahead. Sorry.
And sorry. And so yeah, Summer is definitely been on my mind since the first interview I saw with them, which was with Dawn and Candace there in front of their house. And I just thought something was off from the beginning. Even living around here, I just, you know.
Have you been up that way?
Have I been out that way? I have. It's been several years since I've been down Beach Creek.
You didn't go protest or anything?
I have a sister whose in-laws live down there, so I can remember going in younger years, but I haven't been down there in a long time.
Right.
And I just haven't made the trip to go by the house. I just can't bring myself to do it. I did grow up about a mile from the lake where she swam at Warriors. So that's always hard to drive by there and see that. But
right.
I don't know. I'm kind of intrigued by all of the new. I've listened to very few people. I listened to you. I listened to Chris,
I listen to Michelle After Dark, and that's and Don B. I do listen to Don B. Don B. But you're the only one that I actually subscribe to.
Oh, well, thank you.
So sorry for McFluff, but
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know, the stuff with Jody Sue seems kind of suspicious. That's been going around, and what I glean from what I get from these channels. So
Yeah.
I know that you hadn't had much on there, but I have seen some on Michelle's channel. So there's been some stuff floating around, and just been listening to that, and about it.
I've had conversations with Jody Sue, and I'm not really sure where everything is coming from again. And I usually, when Jody Sue's name gets brought up, I typically don't react to it. I know a lot of people have a lot of different opinions about Jody Sue and whatever. I personally have no problem with her. I'm not into mocking or making fun of people who have been through the kind of things that she has been through. That is very well documented, and
the domestic violence and all that. Yeah.
But I do not personally believe that she has anything to do with this. Other than being the neighbor.
May not.
Huh?
I very well may not have had anything to do with it at all. And that's just, like I said, that's the latest that I have heard that is kind of, been popping back up again. It's as if, like, when things get quiet, people start reaching for another, go back to somebody they've already looked at about 2 or 3 times, and bring their name up again, and then try to find something to link with it, I guess. Or that's what it seems like to me.
Right.
It seems fairly quiet in Summer's case right now, and I kind of hope that's a good thing. Maybe. Hopeful.
Well, it was quiet in the West case for a long time, and then out of nowhere, boom, it exploded. And I think that's probably, that's how most of these cases go, is that one day our guards are down, everybody gets up, and, like, they're like, oh yeah, like something's gonna happen, and then nothing happens, and nothing happens, and then everybody's so disappointed and let down, and then what happens from there is everybody just starts going on their daily routine, and then everything blows up.
Yeah.
Everything blows up, and
Evelyn Boswell at all? The Evelyn Boswell case.
What's
here
that?
In town as well. Have you ever followed or researched Evelyn Boswell?
No.
She was very local. She was very local too. She was from the Tri-Cities as well. And the Wells actually helped search for this child. The Wells family actually helped search for her.
Wow.
And her mother's name's Megan Boswell, and she's in jail. I mean, they arrested her, but they arrested her on some smaller charges first. I think it was obstruction of justice. Sorry, it's 2:17 a.m. here on the East Coast. So, but anyway, they got her in to keep her in jail for a little bit, and then she must have told them where to find her, and they went and found her.
Wow.
But we still, her autopsy is, don't know when that will be released. I think she's due to go to trial in September.
Oh, okay.
So
getting blown up here. Hold on here. We're We're getting blown up.
Are we?
Gotta
You're
cut.
gonna kick me off.
No, I didn't say I was going to kick you off.
Hey, everybody needs a chance to talk to Josh tonight. Right?
It's an interesting experiment what we got going on here.
Yeah, it is.
But we're gonna try it again tomorrow, with a little bit more setup, I guess you could say. But it's been good to try this out. So
it has. Well, it's cool because we always get to hear you, but ours is little, we type and that's it.
Yeah. Well, talking to yourself is fun, I guess, sometimes. And then sometimes it's nice to interact with people, as long as like we're not, not the point of this is to not, get too crazy and have conspiracy theories and then dump like information on the show that, I can't verify, or that's not verified. I'm not into that, but, so it's, but it is nice being able to interact with the people who subscribe and members and, just people who watch the show. I really do like doing that. And many, many, many moons ago, when I first started, I had looked into a switchboard, with like call waiting and, all that kind of stuff. So, and I just finally figured, well, you know what, maybe I need to do it. Maybe I just need to try it out. And,
I have never done this. I've like never called in. I've never been on it. I would never been on a panel.
Yeah.
I've never done anything like this. But I was like, Josh is going to have call-ins. I'm calling.
It's not so bad, is it?
No, it's not so bad at all.
It's easy.
Definitely not.
Well, thank you for calling, and hope you call back again. Hopefully if these things go good, if they go good, hopefully it's something that, we can do maybe, once a week or something like that. Getting blown.
To be able to discuss a little bit. Also interested in that little Frank Young, that cute little boy. So sad. I have not found him. But anyway, I don't want to take up any more time.
Oh,
I know others are trying.
Yeah.
I will say goodbye.
All right. Well, thank you for calling.
Again, I hear you ringing.
I'm ringing.
All right.
Thanks for calling.
Good night, Josh.
Good night.
All right.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I've been trying to call and I didn't know I would actually get through. So I'm really excited but nervous. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm so excited to talk to you because I was never a big YouTuber. My son was, my kids were. But then kind of like the Summer Walls case, the Gabby Petito case kind of got me onto YouTube, and then I jumped into the Summer case. And once you're in that case, it's like all consuming.
Yeah.
But I have to say that I've watched like every channel. I watch everything, whether I like the channel or not. If it's about Summer, I watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to first of all thank you because you are the voice of reason. You are, of all the channels, I just really enjoy, the things you have to say, and you make me laugh every single stream. So I really appreciate that. Because even if you just say it, it's like the things you are saying are maybe not even supposed to be funny, but they're just so real. You're so real. So I really appreciate that.
I appreciate that. I have a sarcastic streak to me.
Love that. That's like my sense of humor.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that. And when you have Chris on, it's just like that's like the dream team right there. So
yeah, he's
I really love that.
He's a joy. Did you want to give your screen name?
Oh, well, I'm just B Stone. My name's Colleen though.
Okay.
I'm calling from Massachusetts, so it's like super middle of the night.
Are you a Boston fan?
Yeah.
You're Red Sox?
Here,
okay. You don't have a Boston accent at all.
No, well, I'm not in Boston, suburbs, so
yeah.
I don't really think,
you know, if you're not really from like the actual city, most people don't have like a huge accent like it's talked about.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
everyone says that. But as far as I know there's a lot of people calling, so I don't want to take up too much time. But as far as the summer case goes, I have gone through my mind in every single scenario possible, like we all have.
Mhm.
And the one that just kind of sticks to me is there was some kind of accident, maybe not at home. There was one point where Candace said in an interview, and I think it was with, well, I won't say what channel, but she was doing an interview, and she said, I go through the what ifs all the time. I don't know. What if I had gone out with her? And I think a lot of people took that as like out of the house. But I was always thinking maybe it's out of the car. Maybe they were at the swimming hole and her and H were doing whatever in the car.
Yeah.
And she was swimming. And that's kind of what sticks out to me a lot. And then she doesn't ever really get out of the car. And then I've always thought that if Candace did meet Don somewhere, that maybe it was at a work site, but not like the work site he was at that day, but one he knew about, because I'm sure his company did a lot of work sites. And unfortunately, like, I just think that's, I don't know. Of course, I have no idea, but that's kind of the one that I always go back to.
Yeah. And so you think that it's a possibility that she could be at a job site?
Yeah, like, you know, unfortunately, you don't want to think the worst, but you know, in some way was put not his work site that he was at that day.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know, those companies, they do a lot of different houses all the time, you know, and they have different workers at different work sites. And you know, maybe there was one work site that he knew of that nobody was there, and he knew that they weren't working on it yet, or I don't know. It just, you know, somewhere where they wouldn't look. Like, they might look at the work site he was currently working in, but maybe not at one he knew his company was doing, kind of further off, or, you know, that he's not really associated with per se, that, you know, they wouldn't think to look at. I don't know, like, who knows, who am I? But
right.
It's just mind blowing to me that I just don't feel like Don and Candace are that, like, I don't know.
Like, you don't think that they're masterminds. You don't think that they're slick enough to get away and fool law enforcement.
Right. So that's why I'm saying, like, you know, maybe they just haven't gone to the right, obviously they haven't gone to the right places.
Right.
I don't know, but that's kind of where my brain, it always goes back to that. Cause I just, everything, people go some crazy places, you know, I'm like, no, it's like the Brian Laundrie and also the Casey and Vicky White thing. You know, you're looking, all of a sudden these people become so big, and they're like these not superheroes in a good way, but like, you know, Brian Laundrie was this mastermind, and really he was right down the street, like right where he should have been. And, you know, I was really obsessed with the Vicky White case recently, and
you're a true crime aficionado.
Yeah. So, but then they were just in this one area. You know what I mean? Like, that it was kind of stupid. Like, it was disappointing almost. Like, really?
Right.
That's really? So.
Well, there was a reason. No, you're not at all. There's a reason that they stayed in the Carlton Reserve, and why people kept going. They're wasting their time. Mm-hmm. And they weren't wasting their time. I know that there are people out there that still believe that he's on the run. I
know
he's not. I mean, it's just he's not. No, he's not. I mean,
he's not.
Where's he gonna? You know, he was the most wanted man in the world.
Right, and that's why, like, with the Vicky White thing, like, you know, everyone started really building it up, like, oh, she had to have planned this. But really, she planned to get him out, and then that was it. She had no plans, or they all went to crap really quick.
Yeah, there's no good plan. There's no good plan when
No.
you're breaking somebody out of prison
No.
other than hide and try not to get caught.
Well, I had them in an Airbnb, like a long-term rental, with their car sunk in the lake,
Right.
so nobody would find it.
Right.
So, you know.
Yeah. And some guy at a car wash saw him, and
It was just so dumb. But you know that we build these things up. So, you know, as far as the summer case goes, like people can go to some really crazy places. At the end of the day, I think it's going to be way more simple.
well,
Right.
I got a good one for you.
Yeah.
So after 9/11, I think I was like 14 when 9/11 happened, and when maybe a little bit younger, I can't remember, but there was this lady that it was the pastor's wife of our church, and I overheard her having a conversation with somebody, telling a group of people that she called the FBI because the person that was working at the gas station resembled Osama bin Laden, or that that not only did she thought that it was him.
Oh no.
She called the FBI, and they're like, what? And I remember just laughing about that, going, first of all, I get everybody's on high alert, but what a ridiculous thing to do. I mean, it was unreal.
Wow. Can you imagine though, like taking that story with the summer case? Can you imagine the calls that the FBI and TBI get?
No.
Like,
And I've thought
yeah.
about that. No, I cannot. It's I think about that a lot, because it's hard enough for them to get their job done as it is. And by the way,
Yeah.
this isn't their only job. This isn't
Right.
their only case. Like there's a lot of meth and weirdness, going on down there,
Oh,
like
yeah.
everywhere else. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so people calling and saying, you need to, I don't know how you would be able to screen all those calls. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they go through them. It just must be a nightmare.
Nightmare. And then you just wonder, like, after a while, what tips do they actually take? And I know they have to tell it, they're supposed to take them seriously, but after a while, it's like, this is so outlandish. Like, we just got this tip and that tip, and I don't know, like, whether they even, we're calling from YouTube, okay, and they don't even want to hear it anymore.
Well, that's kind of the thing, is that, like, if I were to, if you call and you don't have anything credible, I think within the first 10 seconds they could probably pick up on that. And I think that they have a message machine. You would have to, but to go through I don't know who goes through what. I have no idea how that works.
No, dude. So, I mean, this ethics too. My God. And it's just it's crazy. I hate to say circus, because summer most certainly isn't that, but the case itself has gone in the direction that it's just insane.
Yeah, it's an absolute circus. You're right. And
yeah,
by no fault of normal people's, the case was a circus the day that she went missing, because there was so much misinformation, and it's just a terrible thing. So that's kind of where I'm at in this case, is that, like, unless it comes from like an incredibly reliable source, I'm sitting on it. I'm really not interested in running with something. I don't want to be first. I don't care about that. I don't care about breaking news on this channel. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's not
I do
what
that
I do.
a lot. I check your channel, by the way.
Well, I appreciate that. Hold on one second. I'm getting You
it's
check,
probably
for information?
not your channel?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, if Josh isn't on there talking about this, probably not urgent. You know, it's probably, we'll just wait to see what he has to say eventually. And if he doesn't talk about it at all, we don't even need to hear about it.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate, I've been sucked in a few times, nothing major, but I see how it happens. I know why it happens. There are a lot of people out there that try to feed you information. I get emails all the time. People claiming that they know they have an inside scoop and they know somebody in law enforcement and this and that, and none of the predictions like come to fruition ever. So
right.
I don't report them.
I really appreciate. I'm sorry. I don't mean to talk over you. I'm super nervous.
Don't be nervous.
I've never done this before.
No, it's all good. You're not talking over me, but yeah, I just don't report on it because it's not something that I can vet. But I really appreciate you calling. Thank you.
No, and I love this thing you're doing right now. It's really cool. And I don't usually I don't get into chats too much either because it's just, they go so fast and it's just hard
for sure
for me to keep up with. And I want to be listening to what you're saying. So I just really I appreciate the opportunity to call in and talk about this and to say hi. And thank you.
Thank you
for all you do. Cause I really, really enjoy your streams. I really do.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Right.
You have a great night.
You too.
And I will keep listening.
All right. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, you would hope that those places have been checked. You would hope that. But I guess it's really not. It's not really our job to investigate. It's not. It's just not. I guess I don't know. Let me see here. I think got time for another one. And I think the line's open. I believe so. I don't know. I really can't tell anymore. Really can't. Everybody, by the way, all these callers so great, I'm sure one won't be at some point, but we'll deal with that when it happens. And hello.
Hi, Josh.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. It's your granny.
Which one?
It's the cheek pinching granny.
The what one?
The cheek pinching granny. It's a cheek pinching one.
Do I have a cheek pinching
How you
granny?
doing, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah.
Hold on one second.
I'm the one I said I called you since the day you started your channel.
Okay, how are you?
And I said, remember that day? Well, you won't get any worse than that, I guess. It wasn't bad. It's just you had a lot of technical problems, remember?
I remember clearly. It was horrible.
Yes. I'm calling from Canada, so nothing specific to discuss.
Nothing specific.
I just wanted you to get used to yakking with
I
people
appreciate
on the phone, I
Thank
guess.
you.
And I wanted to say hello.
So what do you?
That's how people in the States say it, or what? I don't know.
What do you think about this format? Do you like it?
I do, but I don't know if I got to pay long distance or not. But it's different. I think you're having problems on your end too, right?
I just got to call forward.
What I'm used to, I call in. I was probably one of the first. When Gray Hughes started first doing his lives and he done his call-ins.
Yeah,
I was one of the first ones. We used to chat a lot and call in and stuff. That was like about 4 years ago. No, probably only 3 years ago. Used to do that. And some other ones and stuff. I like to call in once in a while. But do you use them? I don't know what you're using, but usually they use StreamYard and they hook it up to the what it was I said, I forget.
So the problem with StreamYard is that you're very limited to being able to control the conversation, meaning like you have to dump somebody completely off, uh, boot them or
I see.
whatever. And so the system that I'm
Oh.
trying to work out is
Like, is that through OBS too? Like, you got them both hooked up. You tried that?
yeah. And I'm running everything through a sound
That
switchboard.
didn't work. Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
I know there's a lot of new ones probably since then. And I've done Zoom on other channels too. We do Zoom calls and that works out. If people don't want their faces on, you just use your icon you're using, your emoticon.
yeah, well, that's
whatever.
another major problem is having to do something like that as well. That's another problem.
Oh yeah.
Because people
because that way you can have them backstage and you can
line them up,
kind of filter and for your guests too, so you don't get what happens on the channels.
Yeah,
and you get bombed.
And you can line them up,
and whatever. That's a nice way I could say it. I guess.
Well, it happens. Unfortunately, I've seen it happen. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I had it happen to me on Instagram once. It was awful.
Oh,
So, but just like that, there was no real way to do that. But not a bad idea.
I think you're wonderful, Josh.
Thank you.
So I don't know, but you'll work it out.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll get it dialed in.
I'll try to help. I know you'll work it out. I love all your stuff. You're very intelligent, and I've followed you from the beginning, so I know your story.
Thank you.
And stuff. And I think you're just very wonderful. I'm probably about your mother's age. I'm nearing 60.
Okay. Yeah.
And I just really appreciate everything you do, and I follow your shows. Like, a lot of times I have to rewatch, stuff.
Yeah.
When you do shows, but
I appreciate you watching at all.
And yes, of course, I have since the very beginning. I thought, this guy's and since I seen you and all things, you're very genuine, and you mean what you say, and you say what you mean. It's no.
I appreciate that.
You're not a phony baloney.
I try my best not to be, and I only talk about things that I have.
You're living your true self.
I'm trying,
and that's all you can do, and you're good at it.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You're your true self.
And we'll do these more often, and I'll look forward to you calling in more.
Yes, I will get off of here and
all right.
Say goodbye.
Thank you,
and have a good weekend.
All right, you too.
Yes, thank you, and you'll get over this. Good luck with this.
Thank you. Bye-bye. It started freaking out on me there. Go ahead, caller. No? Did I hang up on you? I might have hung up on you. I didn't mean to do that. Did not mean to do that. All right, we'll do one more call. I'm pleasantly surprised. This has gone actually really well, especially for a late night impromptu. And remember, tomorrow we're doing it again, and we'll give it a go. Go ahead, caller. Did I hang up on you once before?
I think you did. I think you hung up on me.
I'm sorry about that. How are you?
That's okay. I'm good.
Good.
I just want to thank you for keeping Summer's name out there. I'm local to her story, and what I really appreciate is like the stories that you tell, like when you have the music behind you and you bring it to life, bring out the emotions of her story. And I really don't think she's around here anymore. I think that she would have been found. But I just want to keep her. I want her name to be out there, so maybe somebody will find her.
Why do you think that she'd be? Why do you think they'd find her? Like why?
Because
I mean, you know the area and the terrain, right?
Right.
Is it as bad as they say?
it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad there, but there's a lot of people. Most of the people here have lived here their whole life, and there's a lot of people we know the area and stuff, especially in Beach Creek. People that live in Beach Creek, that's families that have lived there for generations usually,
Right.
and they know where they're looking. And I have a feeling that if she was here, they would have found her, unless there's like an evil person that grabbed her and put her in their basement or something. That's the only thing I can think of that would make her, be around here.
Do you? So,
The-
what do you make of Detective Pruitt saying that he believes that she is near there? Is that just him being optimistic, or is that him kind of tipping his cap?
I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe he knows something I don't know.
Well, I would sure hope so.
I know he knows a lot that I don't know.
I sure would hope so.
Yeah, I don't know anything actually. I just, I can just pray and hope. But I've certainly been looking for her, when I go to town, everywhere I go around. But I think that she needs like billboards on the interstate. We live on the interstate. There's 2 interstates that go through here. And I have no idea why they put a billboard in the middle of Kingsport. Everybody in Kingsport knew what she looked like. We all know. It's on the news every night, just about. It's still on the news all the time.
On the local news?
So I have no idea. Yes, all the time. You watch WJHL, WCYB. You can pull up. They've got like whole things about Summer Wells. The newspapers, Kingsport Times News, Johnson Press.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. So we all know what she looks like. Nobody, if she was around here and out anywhere, she would be immediately known.
Right.
So I think that, I don't know why they put a billboard in the city of Kingsport. That was ridiculous. We have Interstate 26 and Interstate 81, and like we're about 60 miles from about 60 miles from Interstate 40, which goes all the way across the country. And then Knoxville 75 goes all north to south. It would be easy to get her out of this area.
Well, especially with a 4-hour gap.
Right.
But that's the thing too, though. I hear everybody talking about wells and caves. What are those like?
There are caves and wells. There are nobody. The wells are covered up around here. There's not wells that, people that have well water. If they have a pump that comes up and it goes into their house, there's not like old timey wells where like you see in storybooks and stuff. That don't exist. There's pumps, there's creeks, there are caves, and there's sinkholes. But the dogs would have found her in those places. There's no way that the dogs wouldn't have found her in those places, because they would have, if she was somewhere that she didn't normally travel, but she would have to be for them not to have found her.
Yeah.
They would have trailed her to those places, and they would have found her body. They would have found her body, definitely, if there was an accident of some kind. And I don't think that the boys know. I mean, something happened. I think the boys saw her. They saw her come home. They would have, it's been time enough that I'm sure the police have interviewed them all separately. They would have told their stories, and if there had been something fishy about what they knew, it would have come out. The police might already know something, I don't know what's what the deal is, but I think that whatever happened to her, the boys don't know what happened to her. If possibly Candace and Grandis and Dawn might know, but I don't know that they know. I can't decide. I don't think they're really, they're very manipulative, obviously, but I don't know if they're smart enough to get away with this.
Yeah. Yeah, so a caller earlier was talking about that too, that they don't feel that they're smart enough to get away with this. And I think my response to that has always been, well, they haven't gotten away with anything yet. And
well, that's true.
I mean, this isn't a closed case. They haven't, until this is solved, this will hang over their heads forever.
Right. And I don't understand how on the earth that, they haven't turned on each other or something. If they did know something, I mean, this has been, it's it's hot here all the time. It's not ended. It's like just it's not, it's completely ongoing in this local area. I live in Sullivan County, so that tells you where I'm at.
Right. Well, so and so what's the? I mean,
And
what's
I've lived
the
here my whole
what's the
life.
consensus around there from a local?
I think that most of us think that. Most of us think she's not around here, or the dogs would have found her.
But do they believe that the parent? You guys believe that it's the parents?
I don't know. I go back and forth on that, and I know I really just I have no idea.
Yeah. Well,
I hope and pray that she's still alive, but I don't know, and it's just very disconcerting. But the way that you're able to put the words, and when you have the music behind it and you tell your story the way you do, it just really touches my heart. And I just want to thank you for that. I listen to you and Michelle After Dark, and that's about it.
I appreciate
now,
that.
as far as Summer Wells goes anymore.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you for calling in. And also, it's, when you say you don't know, I ask you, hey, do you think that the parents had something to do with it? And the way that you answer, you don't know, is absolutely respectful and probably the right answer. But all indications to me point in their direction, but I have no proof.
Right.
I have no proof.
I can understand that completely. It's very suspicious, but I just don't see how the boys wouldn't have known something if she did. That would have come if she hadn't have come home. I think she come home and she got out of the truck. I don't know about planting flowers and all that, but I think she was there. I've heard the possibility of like somebody renting her or something and not returning her. I don't know if that could be possible. That's something that's always been in my mind.
Well, so the trafficking thing is, so it's not what you read about or see on, in the movies and things like that. International child trafficking. You're right. It's more of a,
right. That's what I think. I think that's what happens. I think they rent people out to people they know, and I mean, I know that I've never known anybody that's human trafficked in my life, so I have no experience in this. But that's the way I would see it happening.
Right.
I don't. I mean, I know there are international rings that. But I think that like the stuff that they talk about that goes wrong around here, I think that it's mostly renting them out for a while. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
That's
either.
just how I have no idea. I've never known anybody involved in that kind of stuff. So.
And it's even hard to even talk, like to express that thought, that quote unquote renting or trafficking or thinking even there's no elegant way to put it. There's no nice way to put it. It is what it is. And by all accounts, it's just a terrible thing. And it is a huge problem. There's no doubt about it.
I can't imagine. I don't know what's going to happen to them when they get older, the ones that survive it and everything. It's just, and the way the country's going with, I know you don't want to talk about politics, probably, but
I'm not a big politics guy.
It really worries me about these kids. How are they going to cope when they don't even know whether they're boys or girls?
The only politics that I'm really interested in is legislation that protects victims, children, things like that. So when it comes to that, I'm very interested, and I think that there are a lot of laws that could be changed and that harsher punishments are probably necessary when it comes to people who abuse children and even domestic violence. I think that there should be more harsher punishments as well.
Exactly. I mean, you just don't know, because people can get hurt in ways that you don't know. Even physical, the mental anguish is horrible too. And I don't understand. But the only thing that I think about whenever I think about Summer, maybe being local, somebody took her. Do you remember Jessica Lunsford? I think it was in Florida several years ago, and her daddy, she lived with her daddy and her grandparents, and the neighbor had snuck over in the middle of the night and got her, and she had a little stuffed animal, and he buried her under the porch of his trailer, but he had her for like 3 days there.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah,
case?
vaguely I do.
Yeah, and that's the case. That's what comes to mind whenever I think that maybe somebody local might have had her and done something to her. It's the only thing that's similar that I could think of. You know, they even went to that guy's house, and she was buried under the porch at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they went to that guy's house, and after she was there and stuff. And I think at one point she was in the closet hiding, or they had her hiding or something.
Right.
And she was still alive, and they were Jessica Lunsford, if I remember. I think that was her name. They passed a bunch of laws after that.
I would like to think
children.
that she's alive. I just have a hard time processing that in my brain.
I do too.
That's the bad part. The same thing with Rose. Rose,
right.
I feel the same way. It's people don't just. I mean, people bring up Elizabeth Smart, and then they bring up little Chloe from the Australian.
Right.
Those are anomalies. Those are miracles. There's a reason that they're called miracles, because it almost never happens. Can we wish and pray for a miracle? We certainly can, and we should, because without proof of death, she could possibly be alive. Yes, the odds just aren't really there. That's
it's only been a couple of years, maybe 3 or 4 years, that there was a little girl that was kidnapped by her uncle from Rogersville School, Carly Trent, and he had took her, and they found her alive. And I remember the day they found her, I ran out of the house. I was like, they found Carly Trent.
Right.
I was so happy, and they announced on the radio. I was so happy. But she was okay. She was alive. Okay. I don't know how she is doing now. I hope she's doing well. I'm sure she's had to have, a lot of counseling and stuff. And I hope that she's got what she needs. But I was so happy that they found her. And that was the same area. So, they didn't live close to each other. But I mean, it's the same school system and everything. And
right. Yeah.
Hawkins County. So
I know you hear about
odd.
You hear about people being like I think it was like in Cleveland, when those 3 girls were locked away for so long,
but years, and they had babies and everything.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
I mean, I hope something, and I hope Summer's alive. I hope she's okay somehow, but I worry that she's not, but I don't know. And I just want to thank you for keeping her name out there. I mean, that's the main reason I called.
Well, I appreciate that. And I always like hearing from people in the area, because I know that if that a lot of areas have missing people cases that are active for some reason, and I don't know why. I've never really been able to figure it out, why the internet, specifically YouTube, took such an interest, because there's missing children everywhere. And
exactly, and they all have interesting stories.
I think that's where the sensationalism comes in, is that you look at Summer's situation and the family in general, and it was less than a stellar situation, which even adds to the angst of the case.
Exactly.
And people have, that's another thing I have a problem with, when people kind of pull the heartstrings of people, because so many people are invested in this. People are ready to jump on anything at any time, any tidbit, anything. It doesn't matter what it is.
And I think that there's a lot of things that people have put out there. They're just ridiculous, but I just don't see how that I just don't see how that the boys, I think that they're the key.
Right.
I think that they're the key.
Yeah.
Because they would have known something or saw something, and I think the police have probably already talked to them, and I'm sure they have. But if they haven't, I feel like they would have been if they'd known something. Surely that it would have come out by now. Because they're young, and they're not with their parents. They're not being influenced by them anymore. So
I think so too. And God bless those boys, and I really do hope that their future is bright and that they can put everything behind them.
Absolutely.
It's going to be hard. Trust me, it's hard.
It will.
But it's doable.
It will.
With the right people.
You said right. Well, your story is inspirational in itself, and I appreciate you sharing your story. I've took a lot of inspiration from it myself.
Thank you.
I've got a friend that's been through a lot, and I spent the day with her the other day, and she's one of the strongest people I know. So it really makes you strong when you've been through stuff, but you've still got your soul and your heart, and that means so much.
Yeah, I learned a lot of that. I learned a lot of that from my family, specifically my grandmother and my sister. And I remember one time, I thought that somebody had some bad news to tell me, or I thought my grandmother had some bad news to tell me one time. And I said to her, you can tell me whatever it is, I can handle anything. That's what I told her. And she looked back at me and she says, so can I. And I was just like, there you go.
Wow.
Right. So I was just like, that I can handle anything. Wow. That doesn't mean it doesn't affect me, but eventually,
right.
You have to be able to face your demons. And if you don't,
move on,
life passes you by.
Right. You just live in the past all the time and can't enjoy the future. And that's one thing I've been trying to do lately, but I guess everybody has to get to that point one time in their life.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for calling. It was a fantastic phone call. You're a great caller, and thank you for always supporting this channel. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And I just want to ask everybody to pray for Summer in Jesus' name.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, I think we did well. I think it was a success. I think that I think it was a success. I like this format. Melissa, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. I like this format a lot. And it's nice to be able to talk to the people that listen to the show. Do you recall when Steve Johnson was interviewed by Chris? He stated that there had been a female that drove her away based on. Yeah, I heard her. I did hear. That was odd to say the least. No question. No question about that. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a strange case. Thank you. We'll check those. I'm sorry I missed most of the callers. I'm sure all great. I'll be watching tomorrow after the volleyball tournament for my son. And we have another show tomorrow at a much earlier time. So stop on by, and thank you everybody that has called. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it very, very much. And thank you to everybody that supports this channel. And going forward, I think maybe this is something that we could do once a week and do a later call-in show. It's just been something that I had thought about doing, for some time, and finally just kind of got in gear to be able to do it. But I have really enjoyed myself. I hope that you have too. And you guys all have a great night. Thank you for being here. And we will catch you next time.
There is no investigation. This boy has.
There is not, really? This to me.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But I have to put her on the side and where
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
There is no investigation. This boy.
There's not, really? This to me. Right. Idiot.
I've done my best. It's hard. That's so tough.
But I have to put her on the side and where with the boys.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Live from the NBD Production Studios, you're in the lab with your host, Joshua Diaz.
There is no investigation. This boy has.
There's not, really? This to me. But I have to put her on the side, the boys. But I have to.
There is no investigation.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But I have to put her. But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys.